So, yeah, you explain to them in just a tour. It's just like are you like a rock and roller who's on the road? Yes, but I don't go like.
Good morning everyone and welcome back. We do have a bit of a busy morning. I've put the cows next to the shed. The young herd's out in the paddock there, that calf paddock, and then the older herd is standing in the race here. I did contemplate putting them in that calf paddock, but then I thought it might be a little bit hard getting them out. Plus I didn't really want to eat all that grass because I'm using it for these couple of lame cows. But we are TB testing, so this is the first time we've tested in the last 5 years. We are on a 5-year rotation or plan because the chances of getting TB here is practically 0 to none. Dad's got a stash of features. Check out the size of that one. That's a hoa, far out. Nikki's coming to test them at 9 o'clock and it's about 8:15 at the moment. So we'll finish washing up and then we'll run them through it and get started. But the reason we are on a 5-year test, like I was saying, there is pretty much no chance of us getting TB where we are at all. Purely one of the reasons is because we are just surrounded by other dairy farms and there are no pockets of bush whatsoever. So nothing for animals to live in like deer, pigs, and even there's not too many possums around, which are all strong carriers of it. Even the mountain over there, which is covered in bush, Prongia, is pretty strongly 1080'd. They even get colours that go through there and cull out goats and deer. I don't think there's much that lives up there sort of animal wise. There's a lot of birds, but 1080 is a type of poison that they use over here. They drop it by helicopter into thick areas of bush that do have a lot of pests and it kills them. It is a pretty horrible poison. There are a lot of people that are against it because it kills the wildlife, and I think having deer run around is quite a good thing. They do obviously eat the native plants and whatever, but it's a good way for people to stock their freezers, getting that wild game, etc. So I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do understand in places it needs to be used. Nikki's just turned up and she is from Assure Quality. That's who's doing it. It's all free, eh? All our I'm trying to think of the word now. So when a levy.
Yeah.
So when we send cows to the works, there's a small proportion that comes out in the levy, and then it all goes towards this and control as well. Some of that money would go into control, or is it just?
Yeah, it does go into control as well.
It doesn't matter if you've got beef cows or dairy cows. The levy still comes out of either, and it still goes into that same pool. He's almost finished washing up, so we'll try and get these up into the shed. I don't know if I'll be able to by myself. He might have to come down and help me, but I've got a bit of a rustly dog here, or a paper bag. We'll see what happens. Come on. Come on, away go. Oh, the lead's going, that's good. Come on, up, 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 up. They want to go to grass though, and I don't blame them, they want to have their breakfast. Come on. Come on. That's one herd in anyway. Doesn't take long once they're in the shed. It's only a little prick in the bum. Well, it's not really the bum, is it? It's the tail flap, do you call it? The what, sorry? Caudal fold. Just like this. And then when's the retest? Is it Thursday? 2 days?
No, Friday.
Friday.
Today's Tuesday?
Yeah, today's Tuesday. Nikki will be back Friday to assess them and have a look, see if there's any reactors. Hopefully not. It is a pretty quick process. That one's not done, eh? That back one. Watch out, girl. How many shots do you get out of a fill up? 20?
20.
Oh. That's pretty much the first herd all through. Up on the yard, but it's only 9:05. Probably took 15 minutes. Time to get the young girls in now. I don't really want to let these go as of yet, because then otherwise they'll all just race down to the corner. So we'll just hold them up till the others are in, and then they can go to their day paddock. One in. Take them in 2 cuts, or 3 actually. There's a couple of stragglers out there. It's pretty hard getting them out of that paddock because it's a bit of a bottleneck. It opens up quite wide down at the end, and There's not really a corner here to bring them in through. It's a bit of a stupid design. First herd's off, there's just let them go. And that's pretty much the young herd all done now too. And it is only about 1:15. The shot that they're getting, Nikki, it's a combination of avian and bovine.
It will react to avian or bovine. It's a synthetic form of.
So whereas
Sorry, I meant it.
she was saying in the UK that they do 2 shots, or 2 jabs, I think it is, whereas this one, it's just the one.
Yeah, it reacts to both.
And it'll also react to yonis?
Yeah, if it can.
It can do.
See that bleb?
Oh yeah, so
Bleb
that's the jab right there.
there? So you have to form a bleb. It shouldn't really bleed, but.
And then when you come back and check it, it'll be pretty noticeable if it did react, it should be a bulge.
Yes, but any lump you take.
Any lump,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But theoretically, you should see it. Yeah, it'd be bigger than that, and it should be like a grape-sized lump, but we still take any size of lump.
And then, so if we did have a reactor, just say, then it would go to the works?
No.
No,
you get a
blood test. Blood test first.
So the lab will define whether it comes back to avian or bovine.
Yes.
If it reacts more to the bovine, then she will have to be culled.
Okay.
Then they check her lymph nodes.
Yes.
If her lymph nodes are clear, then you're still clear of TB.
Oh yeah.
If your lymph nodes aren't clear, then we come and check the rest of your herd. We'll do another TB test after 60 days, and then maybe a blood test of every carry.
Oh, okay. So then it gets quite intense if we did get a reactor. Well, not necessarily, it's just got to come back through the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the lymph nodes.
One of the old guys said it's like winning lotto. You think you're going to get there, but it's never going to happen.
Yeah?
You know?
Yeah.
It's very, very unlikely.
Yeah.
Guys get really worried that we call it a skin test positive.
Yes.
So farmers get worried, but the likelihood of having TB, especially in this area, isn't very high.
Nah, it'd be next to nothing, eh?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Nikki
It's
was...
still a worry for the farmers, but
Yeah, well, there's always
the
that.
likelihood isn't high.
Nikki was saying too that it's mainly possums that carry the strain or that are infected that are the
Service bulls from infected herds.
yes, or service bulls. But pigs and deer aren't quite so bad. Not as bad as possums.
Depends what areas you're in.
Yeah. And
If you're right next to infected deer farm, then hey.
yeah, well, exactly. It's no good.
Yeah.
Well, that is at least half of it done. We've just got to run them back through on Friday at the same time, just to have a look at their tails and see if anything's come up, but it shouldn't have. But it's pretty interesting. She's saying that, like down on the Hawke's Bay, they are on every year testing, just because there is quite a bit of TB down there, no matter if you're beef or dairy, I think, and there's a bit of movement control around there as well. But on the website it says there are some dairy herds in Waikato that do have it, and they are over in Morrinsville, I think it is. So they traced it back to the service bulls, or they think they can trace it back to the service bulls that have come out of the Hawke's Bay, and that's how they got infected. So it would have been pretty unlikely that they had picked it up off the ground up here, so that sort of makes sense. But yeah, 5-year tests are good. Hopefully, well, it's just gone to 5-year, but hopefully it would be nice if it did increase, or it just went to works testing, like when you send culls off, they could test them at the works instead of doing it every 5 years. Something like that would be quite nice, because yeah, it's definitely a bit of a flaff around running them in the shed and checking them, but I guess it's only every 5 years, so we can consider ourselves lucky. Girls are happy now. Just another beautiful day though. Actually, Dad mentioned to me this morning, which was pretty cool, that he wants to do some planting over in the big deer paddock, which is the one there. It's a bit far away, sorry, but he wants to do a bit of planting down there, put a new fence in and sort of plants a gully off. So I thought that was pretty neat. The guys from Koroniki Developments, I shouldn't say guys, because it's all girls, I think. There's 4 of them here today doing a release. I think this is the second release. I thought it was the third, but maybe it's only the second. You can see these plants. They are looking pretty good. Nice. Oh, is this well, it'd be Manuka, I guess, or Karnuka. Yeah, Manuka. But they're probably, that's probably over 1 metre tall. So, looking really good. You can sort of see the plants up on the hill there now. So it's been about 10 months since planting. And what do you think so far? Like, how are the trees? How's everything looking?
Oh, it's all looking really, really good. One of the best jobs really so far this summer, I reckon.
Which
yeah,
is
there's hardly
pretty good to
any
hear.
missing spots, so you got about like 98%, I'd say, living plants. They're all really big and thriving, and then there isn't any weeds. So this is like a textbook sort of job. Really
No,
good.
just grass, you mean? Like, it's all grassy, but not many weeds.
Yeah, not weeds like gorse, blackberry,
Oh, yeah.
other stuff like that. Yeah,
So fairly tidy.
yeah, nice and clean.
Cool. And are you spraying with glyphosate?
Like what, sir?
Roundup?
Nah, this contains a grass selective, so that will kill grass, and also a broadleaf weed selective.
Oh, yeah.
So like other things, so it won't actually harm the native plants.
Oh, right, okay.
Just
Oh,
why
that's
we
cool.
use it, apart from flax and tui, so we're always extremely careful around them.
Yep.
Make sure we don't get any on them.
Yep. And they're saying hopefully this will be the last release. So these plants should be good from now on, eh? They're big enough,
Yeah.
they should be able to thrive and survive by themselves. But I reckon it looks awesome, eh? Like, it's cool to drive past every day and just see it. It looks a lot better than what it was. You can see it a little bit better along here where they've sprayed. Flaxes are looking really good, and these are ribbonwood, and they would be, well, there's one there and there's one there. They'd be about as tall as I am, so they'd be pushing 2 meters, and they definitely weren't that tall when they went in the ground. So that is really cool. Exceptional to see, to be fair. There's a good range of plants through here. I don't actually know what any of them are, except these. That's manuka and obviously like ribbonwood tree over there, but I'm not quite sure what the rest are. But just it gives you a good range of how these plants are going and what they are, different varieties. I'm so impressed at how it looks now. So much better from a different angle. It's a little bit hard to see from up here, but just so impressed. To be fair, that has been the absolute perfect summer for all these plants. It's just been wet. There's been heaps of moisture for them to grow. It's been nice and warm, especially like in the autumn at the moment. Like, these plants will be thriving still. Unfortunately, the planting that Dad wants to do, I did have it earmarked, like it was a spot that I thought we could do something there in the future. We won't be doing it this season. We just can't afford it, but we've earmarked it for next season. And when Doug comes back, we'll fence it up and get it planted next year, which I can't wait for. I think it's awesome. If we can do just that little bit every year, I know I have said it before in a couple of videos ago, that if you sort of budget on doing just a little bit each year, by the time you get to 10 years, you've actually done quite a bit and you've made your mark. So definitely looking forward to that. But that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video, guys. I've just had a phone call to say that my heifers are coming back tomorrow. I thought they were coming back on Thursday, day early. There was free space or something, so it doesn't really matter. But it'd be good to get them home, so I better go and sort of get myself organised for that. But other than that, see ya next time, and thanks for watching.